What is next?
How to get your first 10,000 views and start making money on YouTube. So in my travels, there are some people in the audience watching who have children who are becoming now of the age of being aware of YouTube as a job. Obviously, YouTube is not a job for me, right? I still have not broken the minimum threshold for Google to cut me a check.
Yeah.
Right? But currently, our page, we're at about we're a little over 18,000 views. And I'd have to pull up the rest of the metrics. But they just changed the monetization rules. Mm-hmm. And and I know there's a lot of people, I'm going to share this with my YouTube community. There's a bunch of us YouTubers, right? We share. Mm-hmm. But I know in that community, and shout out to Nick Nimmin, right? Because that's how I got to be part of this community. So I'm doing this one kind of to help these people.
Okay.
So if you're just about to start your channel, unfortunately, the rules just changed.
Yes.
Today.
Really?
Right?
It just happened today?
Just happened today.
Ooh, okay.
Or yesterday. It's been this week. So hopefully we get some search traffic. So let's talk about this because this is a big deal, right? Mm-hmm. YouTube used to let you, when I first started YouTube, you could only upload, I think it was 5 minutes.
I thought it was less than 10.
The 10-minute mark, you
had to have a director's account to do more than 10, I thought.
Right. It was like that. My first videos went up in 2006. And people still subscribe to that. If you subscribe to that one, you don't have to subscribe to that one, but thank you. I don't really post anything on that, right? If I'm going to do YouTube stuff, though admittedly, like, I got that train set for Christmas, I put a quick video from my phone up. But it's not entertaining. I do it for me. I do it so I have it on the cloud somewhere for free.
Yeah.
And, but YouTube, there's been a big YouTube advertiser boycott. And admittedly, it's been helping because we're pretty advertiser friendly. We've talked about it in the past where we've had a few videos demonetized when we got really political, which is kind of why we knocked off the politics. Because ultimately, I want to use this money to help pay for the advertisements for the artists.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is not... Or maybe college fund, right? But it doesn't matter because we haven't gotten a check, and we're not getting a check for another year and a half based on if the model continues if we stay flatline.
Yeah.
So help a friend subscribe, please. And the reality is now when we first started, you could just upload your first video as long as you confirmed it with, I think, an email address. You could just turn on advertising. When I first started YouTube, there was no advertising option. Yeah. And then years later, when we did Jesse Thunderwake, they were just starting to do some ads. And we were doing Thunderwake Presents, and it seemed like a great idea. We had videos go viral. It was really kind of cool. But, like, we had applied to become a partner account. That was the only way you'd qualify for it. And we just... I don't think they wanted us. I think they were like, yeah, your channel's too small, bro. And... Because that channel only had a couple hundred subscribers. We had things get like 14,000, 15,000 views.
Yeah.
And we did that. And then by the time I started the Jazz Destroyers, I could just put up ads right away. Right? The big hurdles I've had in the most recent is your first 100 subscribers before you get your URL.
Yeah.
It's a weird string. You're almost better off setting up a website and doing an auto-direct to your YouTube page than trying to live off of that username anyway. So keep that in mind. So your first 10,000, now the rules today changed. you are not allowed to turn on advertising on your videos until you get to your first 10,000 views.
Seriously?
And that took us about 3.5 months.
Okay.
And what we do, let's talk about the schedule real quick, because everybody should understand like how this show is formatted. I mean, the subscribers who are watching, they probably know, but we do a full show on Sundays, and then I keep probably 80% of the show and release them as individual clips throughout the week. Mm-hmm. Originally, I had structured it where we'd have 5 news stories on Mondays. We called them "Do You Give a Bleep?"
Yep.
But I was clogging up people's subscription feeds, and it was kind of turning people off. And none of them really got a lot of views.
Yeah.
So the graphics work to do thumbnails on everything would have been.
Yeah.
Once I learned to do thumbnails, if you're watching this now, you have to do custom thumbnails. There's lots of good tutorials on how to do thumbnails. I recommend a guy named Nick Nimmin. And he's been great. He's kind of a mentor to me. But maybe what I'll do is when I make my first 100, 150, he offers a bunch of services. Like we could use a rebrand and things, but I'm just gonna have to go DIY. We just don't.
Yeah.
We don't make that much money on the YouTube channel to be paying external consultants. So. But Nick does a lot of cool things. He talks about the importance of your thumbnail and your tags. So when you're doing 5 individual videos in a day, it's a lot of work.
Oh.
What I try to do is I take the full episode and then I post the clips, because most people aren't going to make it through the full episode. I figure they're going to watch the first section and then come back the next day for the next section. And I can tell that based on our average view times, which is about 14 minutes channel wide.
Yeah.
Right? So thanks for watching. But I try to make the show convenient in that way. So throughout the week I upload one video. I've been experimenting, but I've got thumbnails together and things. But it's probably time to redo the thumbnails. We've had a couple of videos go to a couple thousand. I think our top performing video right now is 4,600, maybe 5,000 though.
Okay.
So if you go with that kind of schedule, and you get a couple that are really searchable, and those are the wacko special edition ones where they don't really have anything to do with the show.
Okay.
You know, like our Moog, we unboxed a Moog model, Moog Mother 32, and Tom already had one. We racked it, and it was a lot of fun. But we did an unboxing. So the other thing I wanted to mention, and I want you to do a Carissa Explains It All. Do we have one for next week, or are we starting the vaccine?
I can do anything. What do you want?
I want you to do conspicuous consumption.
Conspicuous consumption.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's this, or we could do a general, the theory of the leisure class. It's really weird. I know listen, I love having all this stuff, but I also know that people take me very seriously because I have all this stuff. There's a weird bias there that because I have all these things, I know exactly what I'm talking about. But really, I know what I'm talking about because I've been doing this for 20 years. So, but the conspicuous consumption part of it, so if you've got something expensive, show it off on YouTube. And you'd be surprised. Do a review of it or something. Especially if it's new. Like if you're getting something release date and you can put the video together and get it up that day, mm-hmm. you can generate some serious search traffic. But don't go into debt buying a bunch of stuff. Like just show off the stuff you're buying anyway. And try to have it be a niche thing, but searchable. That's why unboxing therapy does so well. Hey, Regal Cat. Say hi to Regal Cat. We have a Instagram. It's at the Jazz Destroyers. There's a bunch of pictures of Regal Cat. So show off what you've got, right? Especially material possessions, mm-hmm. and it's gonna help. It's stupid. It's really, really stupid, but it is. So It just is what it is. So if you can do that, that's awesome. Being funny helps, but funny's tough for search.
Yeah.
You know, it's really figuring out a way to get the search traffic. And I need to do more of it. I've just been doing these sections off the cuff. I've just been talking about things I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We do a lot about music production on this channel.
Yeah.
But this is like I'm not trying to be a YouTube guru for everybody, but the rules just changed for you right now. So the message I wanted to leave with you is you have to start. You have to upload multiple times a week, and you have to put the work into the tags and into the thumbnails, but you have to start. And you have to upload a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
So and you're not going to make money at it unless you get huge viewership.
Right.
So if your whole goal in life is to start making money on YouTube through advertising, it's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We really do this to remind you guys that we have albums for sale on Bandcamp and at getoffmylawnrecords.com.
And because Don likes the sound of his own voice.
Well, yeah. But you have to start.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start your channel now, and you have to actually start uploading. Because what's going to happen is is owned by Google, and they're pretty big, and they're pretty anti-manual labor, right? So if you're approaching if you start and you hit it very early, your first 10,000, then when you apply, because you have to now apply to be a partner after you've gotten your 10,000, they're going back to the partner system.
Okay. So everybody else is grandfathered in. I'm taking it.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know.
Do you have to now reapply?
Yeah, leave me a comment because I'm already past the threshold. So
yeah.
Leave me a comment and let me know if your channel's been affected by this. Also, the David Pakman's channel's getting crushed right now because of the YouTube ad boycott.
Well, yeah, but his is a purely political show.
It really
it's not even so much news as it is political opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he lists lots and lots of facts, but he is compiling a list of facts that support his opinion.
Sure.
Yeah. I like that channel, though. I watch his channel.
Sure.
It's a good channel. And Jimmy Dore, right? Jimmy Dore is a lot of fun. So that and engage with a community.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a lot of people through this, and a lot of them I've met a lot of starting YouTubers, and some of them grow right up to our size faster than we did, and some of them aren't.
Sure.
Right? And the consistency is the key, but you can't just upload a video and hope.
Yeah.
You have to let people know that your video exists if you want them to watch. Especially when you're trying to grow a channel.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to get like 10,000 views on something, there's 100,000 different ways to do it. Mm-hmm. And there's ways that cost money that are legitimate but are expensive.
Yeah.
So
I've got a question.
Sure.
How does the advertising work on like the advertiser's end? Like, do they just say, hey, we want to advertise on YouTube, and then Google places on random videos? Or do they kind of get to pick and choose which channels they advertise on? Or...
Well, so David Pakman just did a video. Apparently somebody's trying to specifically advertise on his.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't run ads on YouTube. So I'm not entirely sure. We're going to learn very quickly, very soon.
Sure.
We're going to learn how to do this, but
I'm thinking,
they have an AdSense. It's generally based on tags. Is how videos are paired, or is how videos are paired with advertisers.
Okay, but see.
And demographics.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is can an advertiser go, hey, this show appeals to my demographic. I want to advertise on this particular YouTube channel.
Well, with David Pakman's a special case.
I'm not just saying David Pakman. I'm just saying, anybody.
I think you can kind of target them a little bit, but you would target them through their tags more than
the actual channel themselves.
Than the actual channel. Yeah. So that's an important step of it, though, is you have to let people know and engage.
Yeah.
And don't spam. Right? I walked the line. I know I walked the line. If you're friends with me on Facebook,
I think you crossed the line in the beginning.
Probably, but it was like, help me get to these, because I needed to print stuff. And the first 100's the hard part. The first 100, you can wrangle your family and friends to get you to your first 100.
Right.
We are fortunately at 224 today.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you for checking it out. And if you haven't subscribed. Because I do a lot of audio advice, and I want to engage with the audience. I want to know what, like, if you're a starting YouTuber, I'm sure you have music or audio questions. Yeah. So the other thing is you cannot use copyrighted music in your videos because they're going to now review them.
Sure, but that's always been the case, that you shouldn't be using copyrighted music in your videos.
I understand, but like...
it's...
But people, I don't think a lot of, especially younger people that want to start, they don't understand this concept. If it's a song you recognize, it's basically copyrighted unless it's classical music.
Yes.
Right? So...
Yeah, no, it's. I think the current copyright rule is life of the artist plus 70? Or did they change it recently?
It's anything
they changed it for Mickey Mouse, basically.
1927, give or take. So, basically, if you've heard of it, if you've heard it on the radio, you're not able to use it. You can ask permission, but oftentimes they want to be paid for that.
Yeah.
With Get Off My Lawn Records, I make the catalog available for use, just no hate speech.
Yeah.
No hate speech. And yeah, like anything from Freeform, if somebody wants to use it on their podcast, I just ask no hate speech.
Yeah.
And give me credit. That's all I ever ask. So
sure. But other people want money before you get to use their stuff.
Right. So use something of mine and not Nirvana. That's what I'm trying to say. If you got to go find the independence. So that's really, you have to engage your audience, you have to engage a community that you're involved in. Like, I'm really involved in the audio, in Gear Sluts, right? And Synth Memes. These are the two communities I engage with a lot. And so I try to make some content for them.
Yeah.
Because I promote my channel to them. So it would be silly for me to do, like, health and beauty tips. No, nobody wants to see my health or beauty tips. So you engage with your community, get your tags right, and show off what you've got. Show off your car. Like, that will be... I would say everybody should do a video about their car. I should do a video about Darth Versa.
Okay, just blur out the license plate.
I'll just take it off for the video. Right? For the exterior shots.
It just seems like it'd be easier to just blur it in post.
No, I'm going to do panning shots. Glorious panning shots.
Glorious panning shots.
Put a big old piece of paper over the license plate.
There you go.
Or just...
Make it something ridiculous, like orange construction paper or something.
Hashtag GOML podcast.
Yeah.
So that is how... So you got to make sure... And then there's other videos on how to get views, right? That you should also watch. But ultimately, I have had getting those first 10,000. I've been very fortunate in that I found a couple of things that popped with my community. So figure out what community you're involved with. If it's gaming, good luck. The gaming community is very funny. I want to do some gaming content on here though. Does anybody want to watch me play Duck Hunt? Give me a comment. So
I thought you already had a video of that.
I live stream myself beating Duck Hunt on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't done any gaming on this channel.
Thank you.
See what I deal with?
It's
See what I deal with? We did.
it seems like a way to get 10,000 views would be to create a video that says how to get 10,000 views.
Let's see if it works. All right, so thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Check out the whole channel. We do a weekly show every Sunday. What's next?